Another episode of Through the Grapevine. Tonight's guests are Kerry from Dog and the Plot, Majui from Spuds and Roses, and Amir from Amir's Allotment. We're going to be talking about flowers, vegetables, a mixture, polyculture, and then a few other things in between that we'll talk about as well. So I'll just introduce my guests now. Hi, Kerry.
Hello.
Hi, Amir.
Hi.
Hi, Majui.
Hello.
Maju's
Hello.
just literally turned up. She's a late Larry tonight. She's like Gemma. We've got quite a posh lineup tonight, I think. This is the posh gardeners. They're all the posh ones. Just check now. Yeah. So Linda's moderating tonight. So where is she? Hi, Linda. You're moderating tonight.
Hello.
For a second, we thought you was at the allotment, Linda. You've been having a little jiggle around with it, have you?
I was there till it was dark tonight. It certainly wasn't like that.
No. All right. Thanks for moderating, Linda.
See you later.
So, everyone, how are you all? How's your week been?
Good.
Yeah. Majui?
Good. Very good.
Holidays?
Yeah. Oh, I am. Yeah, we actually never went to work today. We had a bit of a snow day today.
Oh, you've had snow. It's been cold. -5.
Yeah, we had -7, and the other thermometers showed this morning -9, but it snowed last night. So I didn't take the chances. Yeah.
Annie's saying, so are you saying the rest of us is common? I would never say that about you, Annie. I'm sure you're from royal blood. But Maju's probably from a descendant of a queen or something. She definitely is. She definitely is. I know it. I can just tell. We have definitely got posh gardeners on tonight. I assure you. Right, let's change. I'm going to change the chat to live a second. So are we? Oh, Locke, welcome back, Locke. Locke didn't turn up last week. He fell asleep. Yeah. Not from my live though, I'm sure. I had to tell you I had a dilemma as well. I'll talk about it in a bit actually because I want to put up a picture up as well. But are you all ready now for spring? Are we all ready? Because I've noticed that people are getting like they do every single year, too excited in December, and then they start planting things too early, like me. Do you know what I mean? But there are things that's supposed to be there, like onions but there is some I just showed you just now. I've got some nice rocket year ready, so maybe I'll use that as a microgreen. But yes, it's all doing okay. Kerry, you've got some grow lights. You've got some.
I've got propagator action.
Got a propagator, right?
Yeah, so that's got chilies in. There's onions on top. The onions really need to go in the greenhouse now, but it's too cold. It was -7 here as well. So I'm going to wait till the weekend and then they can go in the greenhouse.
Posh, see. Amir, do you use grow lights or propagator or anything?
No, to be honest, I've only sown my onions and that's it. And then I do grow chili peppers, but all my chili peppers, I tend to get them as plug plants, so I don't grow them from seed. I just get them as small plugs.
So he don't want to get his hands dirty. That's what it is. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. Do you know what I haven't done? I haven't said hello to the chat as well, which is weird for me. But I'll just quickly say hello to everyone. Hello, Allotments Plot, the Right Pair Plot, Wendy. I was going to say a dog on the plot then, but Kerry, you're here. Shelvis Garden, Sharon, Bumblebee Adventure, Philip Hurst. Hi, Robin. Bjorkson's planter thing. I think that's a new viewer because I don't recognize that name. Siggy, Mel, Ruth. That's me. We'll talk about that in a minute. Tara, Tracy, Anita, Annie, Colin. Oh God, the list goes on. Reg Plotman, nice to see you on, mate. Locke is obviously here. Annie's here. Lisa Skilton, welcome. I think this is the first time, isn't it, that you've I think you've actually, yeah. Oh, there you go. She just said as well. First one she's managed to listen to. She normally tries to catch up later on. Hi, Mel. Hi, Cheryl. Nice to see you on. Hi, Audrey. Lovely to see you on. I think I've seen everyone. Joanne, Jean, James, Joe, Mark. Right. If I missed you out, I did my best. So we're going to talk about flowers and obviously vegetables. And we all know that we all grow flowers on our plot. So I thought it would be a perfect time. Amir, you tend to show a lot of your next door neighbours, I've noticed. But I feel like this year is your year where you're gonna incorporate more in your, because you've got a lovely allotment site, haven't you? Well,
yeah, definitely, yeah. I planted. I grew a lot of gladioli last year. Loads of, like, literally a whole room.
I remember that,
and it was amazing. It came up
beautiful.
all really nice. I'm going to do that again this year. But what I might do is I might flip everything on the other side of my allotment, because where everything's flooded, I just thought maybe I should start with a blank canvas now and maybe move my veg over to the other side, and where it flooded, just have flowers there. So I might turn things around a little bit. That's my plan.
Oh, what about you, Mayu? Do you grow flowers, Mayu?
I do a little bit. I actually,
what?
Do you know, I literally got more seeds for this summer. The one thing that I want to try out is Rudbeckia. Do you know that Will was having in his garden? I love that. Sweet peas, that kind of usual stuff.
The usual stuff. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff.
And no roses.
But peonies. Your peonies are gorgeous.
Oh, I have, peonies and roses, obviously. But they're just something new, that I'm adding on that I hadn't grown last year.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'm actually adding more dahlias to the plot, which I didn't think I would do because I got quite a lot of dahlias. But yeah, I'm going to be adding some more. I'm going to be doing like you, Maya. I'm going to be adding a lot more flowers into the garden. But I want to do
no dahlias, actually. I've never grown dahlias before. Yeah, just because of all, I suppose, that extra hassle of minding the tubers after. But I was thinking maybe this year is going to be my first year where I actually will get a dahlia or two in, because there are some of the flowers that I'm starting to like now. But no, I never had dahlias before. So
there's a question coming already saying, where is Mayu, Spuds and Roses, also Kerry? Amir, Mel don't want to know where you are, Amir. But you can tell us as well if you want. Right. Kerry, where are you from? What's your name and where you come from?
I'm in Leicester. I'm in Leicester, in the Midlands, East Midlands.
Posh.
I'm coming to see you next week, Sunday already.
Is this true?
I'm coming to UK.
All right, we thought the same.
But I'm actually in Ireland, in County Kerry. So
I was going to say I am for the Uber round. Why are you coming to the UK for?
Oh, it's just work. Yeah.
Any particular part of the UK?
Birmingham.
Well, I work in Birmingham.
That's an eye opener.
I'm coming to see you, Kerry.
Maybe you two
actually on Sunday I'm going to be in Malvern.
No, so Birmingham's in between me and Kerry, because I'm in Gloucestershire. My allotment's in Gloucestershire.
Well, then I'm coming near you, aren't I? Because Malvern.
Down the road. Yeah, down the road. Yeah.
And yet you've never been, have you?
I mean, no, I know. It's on my doorstep, and I've never been. Every year I say I'm going to go, and something just comes up. But
I think we are definitely planning. I think we talked about it maybe like 3 weeks ago about Malvern, and a few YouTubers have contacted saying that they definitely are coming. So yeah, if anyone wants to come on to Malvern on the Sunday, I'll try and find out when the date is now. But if anyone wants to come, and I think there's quite a lot of us coming for the spring show. Maya, are you tempted to come over?
I'm not sure. I'm just not sure yet about that. I was hoping for Chelsea as well, but
see the posh one, look.
Yeah.
No.
So it'll be Sunday, the May the 12th. Malvern is. So yeah, I think you should. Kerry, what about you?
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't made plans for the spring one. I'm definitely going to autumn. I'm already booked for that, and I think that's I'm going for the Sunday. Then.
Sunday's the best. I personally think Sunday's the best day. You get all the free stuff as well.
Yeah.
Well, free stuff and cheap stuff as well. Me and Jane Kelly, I think we ended up. We didn't break into this place. It was like a VIP sort of area, and we had like a little pass thing, like a press pass, and we went in there. And we thought we were the elite YouTubers because it was a boiling hot day, and we were in there with fresh cold water, and we had our own toilet, magazines. Yeah, we were living the dream, me and Jane Kelly that day.
Oh, so you were looked after then?
Well, we had a toilet right in the middle, so we didn't have to wander so much. But we were lucky. Yeah, it was quite posh, to be honest. It was posh for me and Jane Kelly. I think I've just missed a question somewhere as well. But yeah, we are thinking about coming on the Sunday. So if anyone wants to come, YouTuber or viewer, then come along and come and say hello to us and all. And yeah, Kerry would love that. Signing with a Sharpie pen, watering cans, dog on the block. Maya would have a press team around her.
I should get some t-shirts like Freddie. He had his t-shirts there, didn't he?
Freddie had a t-shirt. His mum made him. Lisa Skilton's at We're in Gloucestershire. You haven't got to say exactly if you don't want to. But
My plot's in Longford, where it floods.
Don't tell Lisa Skilton that, man. She'll come round, honestly. I actually went to Lisa's. She's a viewer on the channel, and I went round to her. She had this beautiful orchard and lovely polytunnel. So she's got, and she lives, I think, about maybe an hour away from me.
Oh no.
Annie's saying so Annie says that she can't attend Malvern this year as I'm off to Rome for the very next day. Annie, you can still do that. You can still do it. Yeah, right. Let's get into some of the. If I'm going to try and keep on top of the questions, keep on top of the chat and the pictures, but let's have a little look. So, so I need to tell you something as well. Let's talk about my channel name first. Let's get that out of the way because I want to rip the plaster off and it's changed. I personally think it's a good change. I think people don't like change, and I'm sure everyone was like not expecting it, but it's always been the plan, and especially for January. I kept it for January, New Year, and it was ticking on through the month. I'm thinking like I was gonna do it for a while, and do you all think it's all right? What do you think?
I think it's great. Like I said, I think it just makes a lot of sense because you're not attached to one. Because do you remember once when I called you Grapevine Allotment, and you was like it was Grapevine Garden. But I think this makes sense, definitely.
But you expect that, and I remember I used to be called the Grapevine Allotment when I first had it, and I remember for weeks even YouTubers were saying, Danny at the Great, and I sat at home thinking they're telling them it's still the wrong name, but it just takes time, doesn't it? And people will. I was just telling you all, obviously earlier on, I had an email, and I'm not going to mention who it was because it's just it was a viewer, and they emailed me saying, I'm just notifying you that I'm leaving your channel because I don't like your new name, so best of luck, sort of thing. But I thought, like, well, you can't please everyone, and I wanted to change it for a long time because I kept feeling weird if I was on the Fig and Olive plot and I was saying, I'm Danny, this is the Grapevine Garden. And it was confusing new viewers as well. They were like, hang on, it was just, so now I've just thought, I'm a little bit silly as well. And plants do grow up, and we do get a bit of
Danny never does.
No, and I was warned, Tony said that there's a little bit of backlash when you change things, but these things. Are you all happy with your names? That's what I was going to ask. What about you, Amir? Are you gonna keep yours, or are you gonna change it to something like the Robin plot or the Horses Next Door?
It definitely got me thinking a little bit because it is a bit boring. It's just my name. So maybe I'm not. To be honest, I'm definitely not adverse to the idea. I think it depends on what I think. Maybe something that either connects me or something that just inspires. Maybe I might do at some point.
I personally think if you're gonna change it before. If you do grow, it's better to do it before than afterwards. I think I was saying to Maya about when we changed the name, and I was thinking perhaps she could change us like a posh potatoes and what did I say? What did I say? My posh potatoes and petals, didn't I?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, like Kerry, yours could be crufts in the garden. Do you know what I mean? Just a little bit. But,
very good. That's very good. Crufts, yeah.
Are you all happy? Because Kerry, you changed your name as well, didn't you? Did you have a few people, question it or?
Oh no, because I only had like 4 viewers at that time.
I was one of them.
Thank you. It was about 10 episodes in, and I said this in a video a couple of weeks ago, that your name can be an obstacle to starting your channel for people who like want to get on it. And I went through so many names, and because you're a bit kind of late to the game, a lot of the good names are gone, kind of thing. And I went through so many, and then I thought I would just start anyway and stick with my Instagram name. And then, yeah, I think about 10 episodes in, I'm like, well, this has nothing to do with the content I'm putting out. And you said, Danny, you decided within an hour, and I was probably 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm just going to be dog on the plot.
It's been coming for a long time, the change, but the initial, I remember I text Tony O'Neill saying, I'm going to change the name. And then before he could even reply, I was like, it's done. The logo's been made. I've changed everything. I've changed the email. And it was just done. And it was actually Epic Gardening. I watched one of their the latest, and I don't know, it just really hit home what the things he was saying. I thought, why am I holding back from it? And well, the veg pot thickens have just said, Danny, I'm dying to hear you close your next video. You wait, is a cracker. And funny enough, it is, honestly, I recorded that about 10 times where I kept saying it. And it's just a habit. But we'll all get used to it, and then I'll change it to something else. No, I won't. It's staying as it is.
It's definitely catchy. So yeah.
It'll be within a couple of months. People will forget about it anyway, and it'll just be there. So a question has come in saying, has anybody grown in a Potager style with flowers, veg, herbs in the same bed? Well, actually, it's like you've read this video coming up, is that I've actually, that area in the middle between all the new raised beds, that's pretty much going to be that style. Not so much herbs, I'm keeping them separate, or as Audrey say, herbs. I'm going really, really traditional back to how it was, and it's going to be no dig, but I posted a picture a few months ago. I don't know if I've got a photograph of it here somewhere. And it was basically my plot when in the 1950s, I got it here. And this is actually my plot. So where the little building, can you see the rainbow at the back? So I don't know if you can see that, it might be quite faint. So there's like a white building in the opening, and to the right, that's where my
is that where your polytunnel was?
That's where my polytunnel is now. So this is from like the 1950s. Someone luckily gave me a photograph, and this is the fig and olive plot. And I mean, look how traditional it looks. They've even got like an oil drum on there, and I was like, Kerry, don't look at that. Don't look at the oil drum, Kerry. But yeah, I'm sure back then in the 1950s it wasn't vegan friendly, it was pesticides the way, but they're lovely crops, but what was in it, but yeah, that area, I'm doing a bit of homage to it, and I'm going to be doing really straight rows. And it was actually the right pear plot. I know Charles Dowding does it, but I remember seeing the right pear plot. They had the most beautiful straight lines, and they were quite, they weren't really wide beds, and they just looked lovely with all the salads and stuff in. So Ali and Trish, well done. I really love that. So I'm stealing that little design. So what about you three? Do you ever like mix and match things up?
Yep.
I would like to a bit more, because I find that like when we plant in rows like that, I said this I think on Audrey's channel, but when I was there the other day. But
hey, stop mentioning other lives on you, will you? No, I'm only joking. Audrey's living.
I'm all over the place now. I think Beth and
I know.
But yeah, when we plant in rows, like all our like lettuce and all our cabbages and everything in rows, I just find from a bird's eye view, it does attract the pigeons. Obviously we cover our veg to protect it, but yeah, for a bird it must be like Waitrose or something. So it would be quite nice to maybe interplant lots of flowers to maybe disguise some of that veg. But I would like to do that more this year. I'll still have my beds where I like the salad in little rows and checkerboard style. I like doing that with my salad. But I think I'm definitely going to do a bit more of that, AD, because I think it's nice. It's definitely nice, especially with the flowers. We're talking about flowers. Imagine lots of dahlias in there, and yeah, it'll be brilliant. It'll be really nice.
I always think, because the thing that I'm struggling with is the heights and all. I think it is always say on the packet, oh, it'll only be 30 centimeters, and then you put manure in there, and all of a sudden then it's going past the blooming shed, you know. And you think, now that's what happened to me with the pumpkins. Or it killed half the stuff underneath, and they weren't supposed to. They were like supposed to be a couple of pumpkins on one vine. Oh no! Honestly, I went over the next door's plot, I think, at one point. Kerry, what about you? Do you mix and match things up a bit?
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Because in part, when I was a bit short on space before I got the allotment in the home garden, it was like wherever I could fit anything. And then purposely on the front garden, that's supposed to be like a permaculture space. So there's fruits, there's kales, there's herbs, there's strawberries, but then there were sunflowers and hollyhock and Rebecca. So all sorts of stuff going on all in one space. And I loved it. And I would quite like to mimic that on each of the beds at the allotment. But it's also, I mean, you have to hunt for your stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
and you can also you can risk losing things as well, can you? Like they get suffocated a bit. But Majui, what about you? You've got a beautiful garden, haven't you? Let's be honest.
Oh,
it is a beautiful one.
No, I do like we talk about the real traditional rows. I do like them, and I've added actually. I have some of them obviously in the kitchen garden, but I do like the fruit tree guilds idea, and that's sort of the messier, softer cottage style planting theme. So that's I think I stick with that. And obviously I have so much stone mulcher and the raised beds, which are really solid structural, really square boxes. You know, they're really nicely lined up. So there's a lot of rigid lines in the kitchen garden area already. So yeah, I always do like to add these softer, more flowy textures in between, like the Nepeta, that massive bed of Nepeta that I have in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like to mix up herbs, flowers, fruit, you know, edibles like that. And that's what the fruit tree guilds are doing.
Yeah. I like the idea. There's Cheryl on my allotment site. She's designing like these little triangles and things as well. And I think sometimes we just get so stuck to doing little lines and little boxes and stuff. And I remember my first allotment, and it was, honest to God, it looked like AI. Everything, and I was even planting extras. So if something was taken out, I'd put in a lettuce that was growing the same. And I thought, this is ridiculous. But it was just because I was thinking that's how it should be. But no allotment is ever like that, is it really? Like we show it sometimes at its best, but there's also times where it's not at its best, and you think, oh, there's a little gap there. We'll chuck some spring onions in there, or bit of ochre. Sorry. How do you say it, Majui? Okra?
No, oca. Yeah, you have oca, mashua, but okra is another vegetable.
Yeah,
Majui, look.
Don't grow that yet, but I have seeds for them, okra.
Right.
Oh, you get some oca. Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I actually I want to know this. I bought them all. This one was the one I was really looking forward to, called Scarlet with White Eyes.
Yes.
But sadly, when I opened it up, they were all stored in there. And two of them had rotted. So I think they got frosted up. But I contacted Real Seeds, fair play to them. They sent me out replacements straight away for them. So I was a little bit like, oh, do I say anything? And then I thought, oh no, because they're quite costly, aren't they, to buy when you have to buy this little. Like, you're living on it. You got a gold mine, you two. And Kerry was like, oh, I ate them all. I was thinking,
they're too good.
The ochre she just said, honestly, her dinner cost her about 80 quid. Honestly, I think she ate that. It was about 80 pounds worth of ochre. I said, I got a couple of spaces. She's like, no, I ate them all. I was like,
I have saved some for next year.
Kerry, that was probably the most expensive meal you've ever had.
I know. I
said, screw it out. Honestly, I'm worried. Honestly, I put the house alarm on even if I popped down the front garden when I got these in now. Honestly, I'm just broadcasting to the world. I'm going to be living in fear for the next couple of months. So what about those, Majui? Like, give me some advice for these. What should I do with these now? Should I be leaving them in these little envelopes?
Not really. Not near the grow light.
No, that's only just now. I just put it in there just because, you know, I tried growing it last year, and then I harvested it too early, didn't I? And then they all come out like little peas and stuff, and I thought, I just thought, the plant started dying off a little bit, and then I thought, well, it must be about time now. But I think I pulled them out a little bit too. I think if I would have left them about a month or two more. What about outside? Do you think I could? Do you think that would?
Oh yeah, sure. Kerry's growing them outside, but I pre-chitted them all right last year with my potatoes, exactly the same way as I did with potatoes. They were all together on the same basically shelf, but I chit my potatoes in our sort of utility, which is much cooler than the rest of the house, but obviously it's never going to go below 10 degrees Celsius, and it has a north-facing window, so there's plenty of sunlight, but not direct sun, and it's cool, and you get really good, strong little chits on them then. But I definitely dug them up way too early. Do you know, I should have left them like Kerry did. And I got a lot of good comments on my video when I was harvesting them from people that had grown them before. So definitely worth. And masho, I definitely took masho out even earlier than I could have. I could have left masho in even longer.
So if I plant them in a quite a sunny, well-drained area,
yeah, perfect. That's it.
You know, I'm going to do I think I'm going to do a bucket in the polytunnel, or maybe a little bit of the bed in the polytunnel. Do you think that'd be all right in there as well, or would it be too warm?
Don't think. Yeah, you need to use your premium polytunnel space for oca. I think they'd be absolutely fine outside. What about you, Kerry? Because you have them on all different locations in the garden.
Yeah, they were all in my raised beds, but I put them in different raised beds to see.
Yeah, so they would have a different sort of sun and shade and.
Yeah, and because I think the soil is better in some beds than others.
Yeah, but, definitely don't put them in the polytunnel, Tanny. No. They're not worth that. No.
Because they
outside.
need cold as well. So that was the thing. The foliage dies off, but then you wait, because then the tubers are still being fed, and that's when they put on quite a bit of their growth.
That's where I went wrong.
The ones that I missed, because I put them in lots of different places, there was one place that I completely missed and didn't know they were there. And it was only when I was
that was a nice expensive tea.
Well, that's when I could have sent you some, but you'd already got them, so I just ate them.
And that was the worst thing as well. Then she said, "Oh, Danny, I've harvested an extra I've harvested an extra bed that I didn't know about." And I was looking, I just spent 38 quid on these. I mean, these are and then I read somewhere then, I think someone said they taste like water chestnuts. I thought, well, that's actually the worst thing I hate. I actually hate water chestnuts. I thought I just spent £38. I could have them from the Chinese. I always pick them out with a carton. I can't stand them. I don't understand. But I'm taking your word for it. They taste like a lemony spud.
Oh,
when they're cooked, yeah.
So some of them actually.
I think they are a bit of fun. They are a bit of a novelty, because when you think about economically, they don't taste that far from a potato, and you could buy a lot more potatoes for most of the oca, and that they would grow with less attention. But I did start now. I don't think last year's, but the years before, I did start them in pots, and then when they were little plants, I put them out in the beds.
That's another option. Yeah,
this year.
But the main thing about them was that they don't get blight, because like obviously we're in a very damp climate as well. And we'd always get blight here. You don't get blight with oca.
So have you got Majui, you got quite a few. You got a few varieties. I like them. They look like little 3-leaf clovers as well, don't they?
I think I have three varieties. Yeah, 3 colors.
I want to know who this Dylan Keating is. I'm guessing he's
I've no names for any of them. Well, mine are called Mayo, you see. They're all of them. Mayo 1, Mayo 2, Mayo 3.
She's that posh. She named oca after her now.
And I didn't get names on mine last year, because that was when Real Seeds didn't know if they would have a good harvest enough to send out. So I just got a mixed bag.
I got to be honest, though. These are not like the biggest of tubers. You know, they look like a little bit bigger than a Whatsit. So I was a bit like, oh, wow, £38
That's like
for these.
potatoes, isn't it? You don't need a massive potato.
Mayu, why did you change your channel to ochre and roses? That's what I mean. But yeah, Locke just said that they're called New Zealand yams. But
Yeah,
I'm
New
looking
Zealand
forward to
yams.
growing them. I'm going to do a little bit of a little grow along sort of thing. I'm not doing any challenges this year, so nobody asked me to do them. Give me a blooming headache there last year. I said, God, honestly, it's all done. Challenges for 20. But might say that, Amir, we are still doing the little pink daffodils.
Yeah.
But at least that'll be finished by March. I had some of the grow alongs, they were going until November.
Oh, the pink ones.
You know, but yeah. There's a few questions that have come through. I'll quickly answer, because otherwise I tried to answer all of them last week, but I think there was a few that I did. Oh yes, I've answered the one about the ochre. I think I have pinned them. So what are you saying? I've done that one. So someone has asked, when would you grow rosemary and thyme seeds? Is it worth to bother, or should I just buy plants? You can get them pretty cheap, can't you? And
yeah.
And I think,
or even cuttings.
I bought mine from the supermarket last year. I went to Aldi's. I think it was Aldi or Lidl, and I think I paid 79 pence. But what they don't realize is they've already grown the plant for you. You buy the seed for 189. I bought the plant for 79 pence, and I had about 100 little plants in that I just split apart. So my advice would be get down to Aldi's or Lidl's. I'm not sponsored by Aldi's or Lidl's, but if you want to go down, that's my advice. What would you all say? It is fun growing from seed, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I find, especially with the herbs, like I grow a lot of coriander and things like that. And I started off really early because in the cooler weather, I mean, as long as they're covered, to be honest.
I think you did a whole bed of coriander, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
You was like this.
Yeah.
I did the same. Yeah, just threw it around.
Loads. And it all got used up. We just literally just chop it up and freeze it. So
yeah, but you see, the rosemary is so woody, so it just will grow much slower than your basils and parsleys and wood.
So we're all in the coriander loving gang rather than it tastes like soap.
No.
I think it's lovely. I do. So what have we just said now on you? Someone have just said. Oh, that's quite cool. Claire just said, I had some seeds in an advent calendar. I've sown some for the herbs. Yeah, like if you've got the seeds or you want to do it, then. But I haven't got the time for that in spring. If you've got time to do it now, absolutely lovely and all. But God, you all know what it's like. Wait till spring comes in there. How fed up are you of pricking out seedlings, putting them into module trays, growing them on, then a slug comes over and eats them, and you've got to do them again. Yeah. You know, I think we're nuts, and we gardeners are nuts. We are, but we like a challenge, and I like the excitement of sharing plants, and I love all that type of thing as well. But you don't, Mayu, how do you? So everything you grow, if you don't use it like a seedling, you just compost. Have you got like a gardening?
No, I'm very bad at throwing anything away. I try to stick them somewhere.
You try to find a gap for it.
Yeah. Or at least then I don't like if the hens can eat anything, I'd rather give it to them to eat and consume and pick clean, and then it goes to compost. So compost is really the very last resort in a way.
Yeah.
I even give the hens the weeds, if I'd be weeding, obviously I don't put them into compost. I'll give them to the hens.
I think sometimes though, but you still get something back from that as well though, don't you? Because like I think is it this week or next week, there's a video where I'm taking out everything from the chicken coop. I'm not even joking you. I think I had about 20 odd through the season of, because I deep litter. I don't know if you do that.
Yeah.
And I had about 20 wheelbarrows of well rotted compost that they've made, and it's all going on the garden now. But it's the top stuff I've took off. I took the first layer off because it's quite acidic, but everything underneath was lovely. I pH tested it and it was fine. It's going straight on the garden. So
I don't put them straight into the garden. I put them into the compost heap because we use wood shavings as the deep litter method. We used to have like hay shavings before, but now we're doing wood chip or wood shavings.
I did wood chip, and then that was what I did. I scraped off the first. I think it was the first. It was loads. Honestly, it was about this much. So I think I scraped off the first 8 inches or so, and it was quite acidic. And then after that, pH'd it. It was lovely, and right underneath, I think it really rotted. That's been there good. I'd probably say 2 years, honestly, on the bottom. So it's all out now. They've got lovely fresh bark, but that's the plan. I'm sadly I'm down to very little now. My chickens, they're all of an old age. When I had a few of them rescues as well, and I'm down to very little now. So I'm thinking in the spring, I said, am I going to do chickens? Keep chickens on because it's quite hard with the avian flu. But I have decided I think I'm going to get a nice new flock as well to add to the remainder, obviously. And lovely. Yeah. Kerry, have you ever thought about having some chickens?
No, Danny.
Why, Kerry?
Because I was actually wondering that, Kerry, how do you find out if a soil, do you know the way you were testing the compost, that if a compost is vegan? Does it say on the packet?
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay.
Yeah, both of those are. Yeah, but most peat-free composts, they're green waste composts, aren't they? So they're not, it's not too hard to determine.
Well, that's where I was going with this. So, would you not get chickens because of the eggs?
Yeah, I would. My sister had chickens for a while, and I would have chickens. I would have rescue chickens. I wouldn't consume their eggs. The chickens, they can eat their eggs, and any surplus, can. If I had family who do eat eggs, they could have those because it would stop them buying eggs from a supermarket, from a place where the hens were less cared for. But that, if anyone follows Gaz Oakley on YouTube, that's how he's explained, how he has.
Yeah, because he had quite a bit backlash, didn't he, about having chickens? And I actually watched Gaz Oakley as well. He's a chef, isn't he? But he also started growing. He actually lives not far from me. I think he lives about 20 minutes away. Yeah.
You should try and do a collab.
There are certain breeds of chicken as well that do not lay as much. So you could,
bantams grow. They do little small eggs, but they're hit and miss. I've had bantams because I thought they were lovely size and all. But there's too many plans. So I keep looking for new jobs to do. So
I think I might get chickens because in my home garden I've had them before. I've got the enclosure. But I might do. But I didn't have an allotment at the time, and now I've got an allotment.
Our allotment doesn't let you keep poultry anyway.
Yeah, ours as well. Yeah, we can't keep them on the allotment. It would have to be here in my garden at home.
James Jennings has said, "Do you know what chickens you're going to get? I'm looking at adding some white stars." Well, James, if you send me an email, because I think you live near me, I'll send you my chicken dealer, and I've always gone to him because he treats those chickens like little princesses. There's no dodgy dealings there with him. They live like princesses up there. Honestly, Kerry, you'd love it. They roam free.
How do they treat the boy chickens though?
Yeah.
I'm not at liberty to say right now, Kerry, because I don't actually know. I don't actually know. We're gonna get off the vegan thing right now.
Let's not go there.
But going back, you can buy vegan compost and stuff. Because I've seen Gaz Oakley having it on his in his growing area.
Yeah, and I mean, people, very purist veganic gardeners would say that my use of rabbit bedding is not veganic for my allotment, and I sort of justify that by justify it. Occasion, but they're rescue rabbits that my colleague has, and that would end up in landfill. So better that it does some work. And we work with nature all the time and stuff. Like there are rabbits on my plot pooping on my bed. So,
Kerry, this is how I felt last week when I made that lady gardener joke.
Yeah, it's not like organic gardening is not working with any animals whatsoever. It's just working with them without exploiting.
Kerry, I just lost 82 viewers since we started.
I know, I can see my subscriber count just going down right now.
No. Hey, at the end of the day, the bottom line is we all garden, and that's the That's the main anyway. Has anyone considered having bees in their garden? Well, Amir got enough as it is.
Love it.
That's all I filmed, don't I? Throughout the spring and summer.
Honestly,
Literally the
he's
bees.
got more bees than plants, Amir. That's the truth.
Well, we
You
did.
do
Yeah,
like a bee, don't you,
ended up
Amir?
in a, yeah. I think white-tailed bumblebees ended up making a nest in my garden here at home, and there must have been hundreds of them, and yeah, it was amazing. Then I had to look after them until they went. It was an old shed, and I'm really.
When you say went, Amir, where
Yeah,
did they go?
Well, they what happens is once I think the queen will die, and then a new queen will take over and move on and take the rest of them with her. So the hive, they go with the new queen.
That's how Majui went to Ireland. That's how Majui went to Ireland. She took over from the last posh YouTuber that was over there. That's what happened. Yeah, it's all about. Oh, Jane, hi Jane, nice to see you in. I think Jane was teaching tonight. So, Jane said, "Is it in Brecon?" I'm not telling everyone on you that with the chickens. I've learnt this from the back. I mentioned the back near my allotment, and everyone came and stole it. So I'm not mentioning where my chickens are on a live because I'll get up there. I'll have the scraggly ones left, James. So lesson learned. Linda taught me that. She told me off. I posted an Instagram picture saying, "Oh, look all the fresh bark." Oh yeah, if I did. Me and Linda went up there. We had the scratch. Honestly, we had the scraggle bits on the ends. So I've been told now by Linda that if I ever have to post things like that, it should be after we've had our harvest. So yeah. Let's have a little look at some of the pictures. I think we haven't even shown the pictures yet tonight.
Oh yeah.
I think I've lost a few of my dahlia tubers already. I tried, and like you said, Mayu, it's such a faff, isn't it? It is such a faff. I know they say to do all these things. It's okay to say that, but when it's freezing cold and you're digging up and all, and I put that many down. I don't know if I've lost them, but I've noticed that there was 1 or 2 tubers on the outside that have rotted a little bit. So, but they're looking okay. I think some of them are really bulky, so I think they'll manage all right. But yeah, if not, I'm replacing a few dahlias this year as well. So, Amir, how would you manage with yours though? Because your plot
we've got really good. Well, I know part of it, but we have got really good, well-draining soil.
He says part of it. Honestly, his plot neighbour's nowhere.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Aww.
Is that a polytunnel underneath it?
No, we don't.
Amir,
but yeah,
everyone seems to be getting flooded at the moment. Amir, I think that's a better design, to be honest, since they moved those beds. I think that looks as wonky as those beds I've got on my freaking olive plot now. Kerry, you've had a bit of a flood as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the home garden. I've never known the home garden to flood since I've lived here, but
now you've made it look worse than it is. But then Dory stood in, and Dory looks like she's only in about half a centimetre of water.
Well, this is a sunken bed, so I mean, it does collect the water.
And why is Dory dressed in red?
That's her hot pink onesie.
As you do.
She is a trendsetter around here.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. She looks pleased there. Really pleased.
Yeah, she's not that keen on it, to be fair.
No. That's one thing I want to bring up, Kerry, is these. Are these not like the blue spuds I've got, are they?
They are. Don't they look purple?
And you won second prize as well.
I did.
But they do look a bit purpley there. But inside, were they quite blue?
They're bluer once they're cooked.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it a bit like a red cabbage when you cook a red cabbage and then it comes out and you think...
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, I saved some for this year, so I'm going to do them again. But yeah, a bit of a novelty thing. Yeah.
Jane Kelly reckons I should have a hot pink onesie. How do you know I haven't got one, Jane? Don't shame me. Just because I come on you with a snowman onesie, I might have a few others in the closet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Nanu sent me them, and I am going to grow them. I'm going to grow them in the bucket, I think. And we're going to have a little go with them. But I think I'm going to do, on the plot, I think I'm going to do blue chips. I don't think anyone's ever done a blue chip that I know of on a YouTube channel. So, well, watch now. They're going to do it now, aren't they? But yeah, Joe Patch, thank you so much. He's just joined as a member to the channel. So thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the blue potatoes, Kerry. I am excited about them. But you've also got like these bright red things as well. What are
They're Red
these?
Duke of York.
They look very red for a red Duke.
I know.
mean,
I was so pleased. I've not grown that variety before, and I'm definitely doing it again. Hardly any slug damage. Really good. I like those.
Yeah, I do love this variety. I grew them as well, and
yeah,
they're really early. But then if you leave them in, they'll get nice and big as well. So.
Yeah, which I didn't do. Wish I had. Yeah,
they're
I will
brilliant.
this year.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of red skin potatoes, though. I find them a little bit tougher, and I don't know. They've never appealed to me. So, worth a go.
I like them. Yeah.
They look very red there, though, Kerry.
And that, it's not a filter.
No.
They were really red.
But perfect for Instagram.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that was my first early, and then I think Maris Bard, and they just got mullered by slugs. But Charlotte's were great. I'm going to do those again.
Well, saying that, I just seen a comment now of Tony saying his favourite is Rudolph. He actually gave me some Rudolph potatoes. I think I got some maybe in a bucket. If not, Tony, if you got a few, I will have some, because I did like those ones, because when I peeled them, they were I'm acting like all I do is eat chips. I don't. I actually prefer new potatoes, but they were really good for cutting with chips.
Tony's potatoes look fabulous, those Rudolphs, and I've been looking around here in Ireland for them.
Oh, look at you, Intin, Majui.
Never heard of them. They're huge. The ones that he's growing, they're huge, like. So
Majui, I'm not bringing
so
up the Irish
jealous.
potatoes. I'm not.
So jealous.
We're the Welsh are a bit more nicer than the English, like Kerry. We'll if you want, I'm sure Tony will smuggle you a few spuds over to Ireland. We won't bring up that. God, last week I brought up Lady Gardner. This week I brought up the Irish potato issues. But I'm going to bring that up, right? There's no issue about lady growers. I'm not going to dig a hole. But yeah, moving on. Kerry, your chilies.
Yes.
Look at this in tea.
Yes.
So Kerry, I want to ask you a question. It's not a trick question, but what tea have you got those growing in?
Oh, I think it's green jasmine tea.
See, she can't even.
You're not making the life easy.
You couldn't even say Aldi's finest, could you?
You're just handing it to Danny all the time, Kerry. You're just giving it to him on the plate.
Well, Kerry, you say that, right? But actually, the best tea I've read for chilies is chamomile tea.
Oh, really?
So maybe, apparently it's got the right, it's got all the right components that they need. But apparently, yeah. So, what did you say yours were again?
Green jasmine.
Why did you think that? Did you drink the rest of it? Did you?
Yeah, that's just what I drink. So.
Oh, what varieties are you doing this year?
Actually, now I'm thinking back. I think on the same day I did this, I was making kombucha, and I did use black tea for the kombucha, so it could have been black tea.
Yeah. I don't believe it. What varieties are these, Kerry? I can't quite see the labels.
So these are all from Heritage Organic because they had a sale.
They got the label on there, yeah.
Yeah, and they're a couple of years old, so I'm not sure about germination, but so far looking okay. But I've got Ring of Fire, Hungarian Hot Wax, a Cayenne, Portugal, don't really know anything about that one, Orange Habanero, Early Jalapeno, and Lemon Drop. Oh, I remembered all those.
I know, well done. Look at I've got a few that are growing, but I'm really, really impressed by these ones. So I've got ones called Hot Chili. Don't quote me. I think Steve Digwell sent these. He also sent Piri Piri, but Audrey also sent Piri Piri as well. So I've got so far. Look at these. They're germinating all right.
Oh yeah.
And these are my aubergines, eggplants over here. So they're doing all right. I think I'm quite happy with them. Nice. I've got a few trays. Lovely. Oh, I've lost one of the lights now. I'm like Tony O'Neill here. The lights are going off. What's going on here? Oh, God. Yeah, so are you all doing chilies, though, Majui? Do you do chilies and things like that?
I took a break last year because I had such a huge harvest the year before.
Yeah.
So I still have powdered chili because I dehydrated most of it. I made a hot sauce because I love sriracha type of sauces. And I
Really?
still have some of that left. Yeah, really spicy food. Yeah.
You don't look
but
like you'd
this-
like a big spicy curry mayo. You don't. It looks. I thought you look like a chicken korma to me.
Just explain yourself there now again.
I'm not doing it anymore, by the way. Thanks for coming on, everyone. I can't even get the bloody lights working here now. There you are.
But yeah, this year I'm doing chilies again, but I'm doing sweet varieties and definitely mild and sweet ones. Really looking forward to them, but I haven't sown them yet. So they're only after arriving, I'd say, during this week, end of last week, I only got them, the seeds. So there's only 4 varieties. And
I missed last year. I didn't do many last year, so I pretty much doing the same as you. I think I'm going to do it. I'm only doing a few. I say a few. There's 2 trays full in there, but I missed last year. Yeah, I think and we get so excited about it. And I think I'm going to miss every other year. I think because how many chili? I mean, Amir goes through chilies like no tomorrow, don't you, Amir? You like a nice hot.
Well, yeah,
nice,
quite a bit, but I do. Yeah,
you had a spicy chicken for Christmas, Mummy. You did.
Like, to be honest, if I don't want them too hot, then I'll just pick them a little bit early, just so you get more flavour. But to be honest, yeah, I do like. I'll definitely be doing Scotch bonnet because I just love it.
I still have them in the press left. They're the ones I haven't touched. They're just dehydrated and sitting in a tub, but I haven't touched them. So I use them in a hen coop or something to, for rodents.
Don't tell Kerry that.
Oh no, no. Talk away, Amir. I'm listening intently.
Just for the flavour, I like the flavour of Scotch bonnet.
Okay.
Wow.
I
think next week. The guest. I think next week is the topic for. I'm just checking out so I don't confuse the viewers. But I think next week it is. Yeah, next week is the tomato special. So I've chose it to be kind of the end of January. I think Veggie Plot's on. So do anyone watch Veggie Plot? So Chris has got a channel. I've showed his book before that I've got. And he grows the most fantastic tomato varieties. He likes to experiment a lot. My tomato seed depletion has gone right down this year. I had terrible germination with a few, and then I had like a fungus and that issue with some of them as well. So, but yeah, I like a weird tomato. I get trapped into the colors and stuff and the stripes and. Amir, was it you did Tigerella last year, didn't you? Or was it Tigerella or the green ones? Which ones did you do?
No, the green ones I showed you were they were just the Marzino plum, but they just take ages to ripen, don't they?
Yeah.
So pictures of them thinking they're like still not ripe, and I picked a lot of green, but we did a lot of the Italian ones and the beefsteak, and we stuffed them. I did a lot.
That's pretty much what I'm doing. A lot more canning and stuff in. Kerry, go on. You're going to say now that Queen Elizabeth sent you a pile of seeds just before she passed away.
Tomatoes.
Have you got any posh ones in there, Kerry?
Yeah, I have. I've got all the trendy ones.
I'll have the left-hand side.
Rebel Starfighter Prime.
You see, you can have some with a royal crest on, I expect.
Brad's Atomic.
Now, I don't know if I've lost my last Brad's Atomic, Kerry, so I wouldn't mind one of them or two of them. But I think I think Audrey sent me.
Only got 10.
Brad's Atomic. I only need one, Kerry. I sent Jane Kelly one seed once. I read about the Heinz. The Heinz 1351. So when she opened the packet, for some reason there was one seed in there. But the plant came. She killed the plant, I think, mine. But I only sent one seed, which was random. But yeah.
Well,
I would really appreciate if anyone's got any weird tomatoes varieties. I'll be very welcome. I would love them.
From Ali at the Right Pear Plot. So Black Trevally, Sun Gold. She sent me a lovely package of tomatoes. Pork chop. Oh, here's my list.
The irony that she's a vegan's growing pork chop tomatoes.
I know.
The irony.
This was our scorecard of the tomatoes from last year.
So
But you see, we
organising it.
scored them all quite low, and that's why I want to do some really
Well,
good.
the Heinz 1350, I will say, Steve Digwell did a taste challenge at the end of the year of his, and my 1350 tomatoes came number 1 for taste and texture and everything. I rare about the Heinz 30. They're the ones that they use for the ketchup and the sauces and things. And they, if you want some, you're welcome to have some. I'll have to try and send them straight away because I say I'll send them, and then a week later I forgot about it. I got exams or something, and then I'm on to the next promise, like Annie with the garlic.
Someone else with excuses.
Someone. Yeah, but I have got quite a few. You did quite a few though, Kerry, didn't you? You did quite a few.
Yeah, that was this taste testing.
And how did it go? You didn't like none of them. You rate them all bad.
Well, I rated them high because they were my tomatoes, but all my family rated them pretty low and said that theirs tasted better.
Do they grow tomatoes as well?
Well, my cousin, yeah, she did. And I gave her some of my seeds, so she had the same varieties and felt that her versions of those varieties tasted better. But I did abuse my tomatoes. They were in seed compost too long. I didn't put them out until way late. I was surprised I got any tomatoes, to be honest.
I've always
you put them very close as well, Kerry, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
I remember that. I was like,
I thought that was
close.
And that was more space than they'd had the year before. But I just cut a lot of the foliage off. Yeah, so you can keep them a bit close together if you keep the foliage down, apparently.
Annie, you've said what were the name of the black tomatoes? They look fab. Did you mean the ones that Kerry just had a look? Do you mean these? If you do, just pop in the comments. Yeah, I
find it.
We'll have a little look now, Annie. I'm guessing that's what you mean. I'm a sucker for the coloured tomato stuff. I'm not going to talk about tomatoes too much now because I want to talk about next week. Someone has also asked about frozen tomatoes. We'll wait for next week for that as well, about the frozen tomatoes, because we've got Claire from Growing Plotty on. Yeah, I think definitely Claire from Growing Plotty's on next week. So she can talk about her frozen tomato storing seeds. Hi, Gemma. Nice to see you in. But yeah, we'll talk about the tomatoes for the next week because I think that'll be quite a good one because we'll all be seed swapping and before long there'll be Brad's Atomics everywhere. I sent Brad's Atomics everywhere last year, and yeah, even to Ireland, Majui. I think I sent
Niall.
I think I sent Niall some. Yeah. Do you want some, Majui?
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm okay.
They're really good, mine. They're really good. But yeah, Addy says that plum tomatoes is my favorite. Grows 6 inches. I found that like San Marzano and the plum ones, they take so long to grow. And I don't mind. I've decided I'm going to dedicate one area for my plum tomatoes and stuff and keep that to one side out the way, and then I'm just going to do a couple of salad varieties as well to keep me through this summer. But most of my tomatoes, I think, are going to be for storing and sauces and to put in curries and things like that. It's a winter food for me. I don't see tomatoes really as a summer thing. In a salad, I do, like little salad cherry tomatoes. But tomatoes to me, mainly, I keep them to bulk me up for my bologneses in the winter. Someone just asked, does Amir have a channel? Yes, Amir has a channel. Amir's Allotment. I'll put a link to all the channels at the end of the chat. At 8:30, and then you can go over and give them all a subscribe, and that'd be lovely. What else? There's a few more questions come in that is anyone? We've done that one. We've done that one. So we've done the flooding. What about your harvest? What was your best harvest last year? And are you going to continue it next year? Or are you going to change it to something else? Go on. Look at you having a really think. Whoa, which was my best one? Because I had about 700. Honestly, was it Mayu 1 or Mayu 3 or
Oka? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, do you know what? I did not have any crazy bumper harvest this year. Oh, corn. Actually, sweet corn. because I still have some of it frozen, in the freezer. But I didn't, you see, because I cooked a lot of my seedlings in May in the heat wave when I forgot my greenhouse closed up fully. Like,
yeah, I remember that.
So I killed a lot of seedlings like that. I had a lot of tomatoes, actually. I did have a lot of tomatoes, but the difference this year was that this year I ended up with a lot of ripe ones or overripe ones, as last year I ended up, because there were different varieties. So the year before I ended up with a lot of green tomatoes at the end of the year. So I ended up with a lot of beautiful tomato chutney. But this year, because I had so many overripe ones and I had a lot of the like San Marzanos as well. So I have a lot of frozen pasta sauces in the freezer now for that. So they're like two totally different, I suppose, outcomes out of a crop. You know, one is a chutney, which is like a small side dish.
Yeah.
And the other one is part of a main dish. So they were two totally different years, the tomatoes.
There's a few people that have talked about this now on their channels and things about, like, are we growing still for food, or are we growing because we get too excited and then we grow too much as well? And I think there's times where we overindulge on growing space as well, and we think, oh yeah, we'll put another 3 tomato plants in there. But I think, why are we doing that for? Because all we're doing is we're stressing then afterwards about storing it, and then we feel guilty because we've invested so much time, and we chuck it in the freezer. And it's so much harvesting and stressing about where we're going to keep it all in, when we feel really guilty. Gemma's asked about Amir's flooding. Yeah, Gemma, if you would have turned up on time, Gemma, you would have seen Amir's. Here's Amir's flooded allotment, Gemma.
But what were the others' best harvests?
Yep.
Go on, Amir.
What was
for me,
Amir's?
Bees, Amir.
Melons. Seriously. Definitely melons.
I'm going to try again with the melons this year.
Yeah. The cantaloupe varieties, there's a variety called Malaga, and that was really good. I mean, it had all the fruit on it, and there were really large fruits as well, and really sweet. So definitely the melons for me. I'm going to do them again. I don't have a very big greenhouse, so yeah, if I had a bit more space, it would be nice to have more. But yeah, definitely. And I also did try watermelon as well. That we still had a good harvest. So yeah, definitely melons.
Sugar baby.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, they're very small.
Is that a good one for a beginner? Because that's my first melon I'm going to try this year.
Yeah. The fruits are. What's really good about them really is that they don't take up too much space. They're actually more. They just creep. Well, mine just sort of creeped on the ground, like they just grew. But the leaves were really small, and the fruits are small, but they're good. They were sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, really, they're just so much fun to grow as well. Yeah.
I tried Sugar Baby, and I think it was my fault as well. I left them in the pot too long, and then they think they salt. And but I'm going to do Sugar Baby again this year. Jim from the Lake Effect Gardener, he sent me some seeds. But then this year, I seen the seeds for Sugar Baby, if anyone's interested in growing some, in Aldi's, and Lidl's. Lidl's again, sponsored by Lidl's. They were if you want to sponsor me, Lidl, I'm quite happy with that. But they were 29 pence for a packet. So if you've got like a little seed store in your little store, go and have a look, because there's really cheap seeds in. I've had really good germination last year as well. But definitely not sponsored by Lidl's. But you've used the seeds before, haven't you, Amir, from Lidl's? I've seen on your channel. I recognize the packet.
Yeah, the Sugar Baby watermelon that I grew was Lidl seed. Yeah, they all germinated, and really well.
Is this true, Amir? Someone has just asked, was Amir mentioned in Winter Watch yesterday for a possible award? Crime Watch, more like. Is this true, Amir?
No.
How do you know? Did you watch it?
No.
Well, then how do you know? You might be. A round of applause, everyone.
I have no idea. That's a first.
Amir, I think you did have a look. You might be in for an award. You might have a carriage clock or something coming your way. Have a little look.
Let's have a look. But yeah. No.
Does anyone garden in clay soil, or is everyone no dig?
Both.
Oh,
Clay soil
yeah.
and no dig.
Okay, yep.
What do you do with them worms, Kerry?
Those worms,
Yeah, what happens to the worms when you dig?
you destroy their little pathways.
You
And
give him
cut them in half.
you give him a sibling. You gave him a sibling.
Branching from the
That's what you
two
did.
halves.
You know, 1 minute there, all of a sudden they're like, oh my God. All right, Gary, nice to meet you. Do you know what I mean? We look similar. You're the other end to me. So I think you're doing a good thing there, Gary. Well done. Where does that come from in my head, honestly? Oh, God. I look after people, honestly. Can you believe this? Oh, this is the thing I was going to tell you about. I don't know if I can show you on the screen. Last live, I was rushing for the live. I was really, really rushing. I should send it to the screen, but I haven't got time to do it. But I was rushing for the live last week, and do you know what I did? I don't know if any of you was on my Facebook, but I turned up to work after the day after the live, and what I done was, before the live, I noticed that my hair needed to be cut. So I shaved my hair both sides and left the back. And I went to work, and then I'm in the nurse's office, and someone came past and was like, "What is this, like a new haircut or something?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I literally had, I'm not even joking you, the back of my head was just hair, which is a line of like a big square of hair. I can't find the picture now, but yeah, so these lives are ruining my life outside work because I'm rushing you, and I just had this square of hair at the back, and I went to work, so I had to have my hair cut in work.
I love that you thought they'll only see me straight on. I'll just do these bits.
It's the same tonight, to be honest. I've had to rush and do it again tonight. You wouldn't believe I've done these lives in my pants before. I'm rushing you sometimes. Honestly, I rush through the door, I'm turning on all this lot, and then, Mayu, I'm not in my pants tonight. I'm just making a point. For
Danny,
you lot,
that's my best harvest.
Kerry, what's your best harvest?
Squash.
Squash.
Now you can show a picture of my
And
squash.
conveniently, now we can show a picture. She's done this on purpose, Kerry. I wonder why she. I am going to.
Have you eaten any yet?
I have.
It looks like your shelves are still full.
Wow, that's
Kerry, we can see your garden outside as well. It's all flowery.
Oh yeah, there it is.
If anyone wants to track down number plate in the background now, you'll find out where Kerry lives, and she got some squash in the front room.
I look at there's a pair of balled up socks under there as well.
Kerry, are these Tromboncino?
Yes.
Do you rate them? Because I'm thinking about growing them just because I think they look cool.
Yeah, that's the main reason. But yeah, I do like them actually. I had them last night.
Do they taste like butternut squash a little bit?
I would say not quite as nice as
I'm not doing
squash,
them then.
but they were really prolific. And you've got the advantage of eating them when they're young, like courgette, and then having them stored like they're butternut squashes. But yeah.
Well, I mean, how many plants was this, Kerry? How many plants was those? 20 plants?
2 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your favourite out of all of those?
My favourite to look at is the fungo, which is the Turk's turbany one.
Yeah.
To eat is the uchikikuri.
Oh,
everyone says that though, don't they? Everyone always mentions squashes and pumpkin. They always go back to the curry squash and say it's the best.
Yeah,
but I'm a sucker for the colours for those as well. Do you know what I mean? I had about 6 or 7 different varieties, but they just look nice on a picture. And I thought I took them out of the garden just to have purple, red, and orange, and yellow, and white.
Yeah, I like squash though. I mean, I've worked out I need to eat 1 a week to get through them all. But yeah, I'll happily do that. There's the mashed potato one. Oh,
I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about doing the mashed potato one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Kerry, if you want to put one of those seeds in as well, I can't.
I'm not sure I can with that one. Oh
God, here we go.
There's only like 2 in there.
Oh well, I might have to. I'm trying. The only reason I'm doing it, I'm not trying to cut corners here. I'm trying not to order more seeds, and I've already written down Malaga melons on my.
Do you want some Guatemalan blue banana? Because I've got loads of those.
Well, it sounds like you're trying to get rid of them, so no.
I've never tried them. I've got a lot more new ones as well. And when I was at Malvern at the autumn show, because when on the Sunday, so everything's closing down, you've got the enormous vegetables, the giant vegetables, and people rip the top off the pumpkins and get in there and get some seeds.
Kerry, you're acting like that's the first time they've done that. They do that every year.
Well,
You know, it's not your first. It's not my first rodeo. There, I am putting my hand in there. I think I go one of the smaller YouTubers to do that. I'm
talking to other viewers. But there we go. I've got.
So someone just said blue banana, a bit meh, okay, but not the best. So
well,
Kerry, thanks for them, Kerry. I know I don't want any.
Okay. What about that one? Goosebumps.
Is that the zombie? Is that zombie F1?
Goosebumps F1.
I will have one of those because
your zombie ones were really cool. Really cool. I love them. I did zombie, really cool.
Baby Boo and Jack B. Little, and I bought more seed again this year.
Yeah, I've got Jack B. Little.
I had I'm going to do quite a few of them this year. I think I'm going to do I'm going to put a couple more archways up because I haven't got enough. And I'm really going to go to town on pumpkins this year. I want to do a little Emma Bailey, you know, where she'd walk down the path and she'd do all the...
Yeah.
And then, you know all that? On every Instagram.
Do you remember when you crashed into your path?
All right, Amir, yeah, I do. Yeah, look.
The wooden arch, fake painted it.
I got a scar from that. You just give me flashbacks. Did you see me on the last one when I fell over? My trousers fell down. Yeah. And what did I do? I posted on the internet for everyone to see. And you wouldn't believe how I edited that, right? But I'm not joking you. Those trousers went up my knees. Honestly, things were touching the cold bark that I don't want to talk about. But it was. I couldn't believe it. What happened was I put some hazelnut. I had some hazelnut sticks on the floor, and one was like a bowed a little bit. So what's the odds that I put my foot over it? It went up my trouser leg, and then when I went to walk, it slid right up and pulled. I don't know how it did it, but it pulled my trousers down and my boxers. Honestly, I felt I was being violated by an hazelnut branch. And then I posted on the internet for everyone. Someone has said they can send me one seed of the Canican pumpkin. Yeah, that would be lovely. And then when I broke the fork, honestly, sometimes I think my life is like the Truman Show. I generally do think. I look around thinking, how did this happen? I was over the plot the one year, and a squirrel threw a nut down and hit me right on the head. And I mean, he was a good aim. And you know the worst thing is, I went over to have a look, and he threw another one. So I had two on the head, and I thought, this can't be real. Like, why this squirrel is?
There's signs. You should be staying indoors.
Honestly, you wouldn't believe, right, on my social media, the things that happened to me, and I just think this cannot be real. This cannot happen to a normal person. Do you know what I mean? The absolute. I remember. This is a really funny story, a bit off topic, but I remember this has been happening all my life. And when I was about 16, 17, I was learning to drive. And the lift doors open. I was with my grandfather, and there was a lady that I used to work with called Mel. And she had a nickname, but I won't say that nickname just in case she ever sees this or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I used to work with her, and she was reading a poster in the lift, and I knew she'd moved to this building. And I thought, and she used to always like rough me up. I was like only about 16 when I first started working there, and she used to really rough my hair. I had hair then, and she used to rough my hair up, mess me. And so I seen her, and I got up because I was going towards the lift to go to my theory test. And as I got in the lift, I put my arm around her head, scruffed her hair, and I was like, Mel! And when I turned around, it was a bloke, and it wasn't even her. And he was like, what the hell are you doing? And the lift doors shut, and I had to go up 18 floors in this big, massive tower block with this bloke that I just scruffed up all his hair and all. And he did his theory test next to me in the... I couldn't wait to finish my test. I passed, and I got straight out of there. So it happens to me all the time, honestly. Let's move back to gardening. Kerry, your onions. How's your onions going on? They look all right.
Sorry, I didn't send you that picture very well, did I?
No, I had to turn it like this, Kerry, so everyone can go like this now. But Kerry's renowned. Whenever I ask Kerry for pictures, she sends them all like this.
No, I don't. That's not even my picture.
Oh, who says that's Mayu? All right, Mayu does it as well. Look, let's put some showcase of some of Mayu's pictures. This is what Mayu does. Look how beautiful Mayu's garden is.
Gorgeous.
If we all just go like this now, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh no, wrong way.
Yeah.
And then, Mayu, what's this one? Because I'm really thinking about putting some more reds in the garden.
Yeah. I actually can't remember that one's name. It's David Austin. I don't think it was Boscobel. I'm in between two names with that one because I've ordered so many throughout the years from them.
Tell me the two names. I'll write them down. Or if you don't know,
I'll text them on to you. No, I'll text them on to you.
Okay.
I can't think.
Mayu, you did look. Oh, this is the one that I. What's this? Is
lupin.
That's yeah. Do you know what one it is? That's
lupin. Lupin.
I have never seen a lupin that. I
Mayu F1.
Amazing. Yeah.
Mayu that's a Mayu F1. Yeah. One thing there's me running it all down for these portrait pictures, but I want to show you a few that I didn't have to edit because I was rushing to cut my hair. But I want to incorporate something like this. I want like a moon gate or something. This one's not a moon gate.
Nice.
But how clever is this? I mean, that's a little bug hotel. It's vegan friendly, Kerry.
Very good.
I mean, look at that.
Oh wow.
Isn't it clever? It's really, and I mean,
really clever.
That would be so. I'm really tempted to do that, but knowing my luck, I'll walk through that and it'll tumble down me and I'll end up in A&E. That'd be my luck. But I really do like these, like the moon gates that you get on that you see in gardens out of stone. I did have quite a few pictures to show, but Mayu, have you ever thought about putting a nice big, a nice big
entrance? What?
Yeah, a nice big entrance to Mayu Manor.
I do have it. I just can't show it to you. You'll tease me forever.
Why? Have you got guards outside? Henchmen. Is it a posh arch? Is it a posh archway, Mayu?
Stone lions.
I think yes. I think on one of your next videos you need to do a bit of an Emma Bailey walk, just casually walk through it. I won't comment on it.
It's so strange actually because today was snow day. We had our gates wide open and it's just so strange to look at the gates
for the
wide
public
open.
To the public commoners can come and wave.
Because we were just afraid otherwise in case, because we're literally on the hill that in case, the car can't stop or you just have to keep going because otherwise, the electric gates would open. So it was so strange. It's like, have a look. Jeez, the gates are open. Better close.
Quick, the villagers are coming up the hill.
What about your villages? I
am a
you
villager.
Had in what? Yeah,
I am a villager.
But in one of your videos, do you know the way you had some lads coming up the pathways and you said the villages? Yeah. I'd be horrified.
Gero, that's Welsh humour. That is the finest. That's Welsh humour. Honestly, you wouldn't believe the stuff sometimes I watch. I think that's really funny. And then I think people wouldn't get that because it's just Welsh humour. You should see how me and Tony O'Neill are. Honestly, it's absolute. You could never make a YouTube channel. You could never put it on a YouTube channel. Honestly, it's just we just got like a really funny humor, and I think I don't know. I would never do that with anyone else unless I knew that you could do it. Do you know what I mean? Tony showed me he's had a new tooth done, and I said shame about the head. Just like, I'd never say that to you, Mayu. I just
Thank you.
That's all right. I only joke about you, Mayu, because you are a little bit posh. So is Kerry, but we only have a bit of a joke. But I would never call you a villager, Kerry. If you came round, I'd probably get the trumpets out, and you, Mayu, as well.
Oh.
But yeah.
Oh, Lord.
What else? I didn't talk about.
Amir is getting off lightly tonight, don't you?
I am.
Hair or anything.
Nobody can say anything about Amir. Honestly, if you look on
He'll
YouTube,
sue you.
He's worried sue me. But he is. But Amir is protected
bring out his
by the
law
masses.
books. Yeah.
Yeah, he's protected by the masses. Everything you see on the Instagram is, oh, Amir, your voice is so soothing. And I think, I could never make a... Look at Tony now. He's making it as bullying and harassment. No, Tony, it's not at all.
Stir in the pot.
So thank you very much, Danny. My husband is the same when I need subtitles. Exactly. I don't... But when I said that about them being villagers, they are actually my friends and stuff as well. But they are the people that whenever I film, they give me the biggest headaches of editing because they're always behind doing like, those type of things. And they yell things down the path when I'm filming and stuff as well. And yeah, I get it all back the same. Thank you so much, Locke. I haven't changed. Locke just said that I've changed my membership thing. I don't. A little tip because YouTube wouldn't let me upgrade my membership when you made different levels. I don't know. Don't know if I did that, but yeah, I'm not sure. But thank you very much. I'm sure there'll be another bag of compost. I'm nearly at my peak of compost now. My allotment site, they've said that I have saved the allotment society by buying all the compost. I think last year I spent about 200 and something pounds on compost alone. But I'm not doing it this year. I'm not buying that much, and I'm trying to cut corners this year a bit. I'm trying to be a bit more frugal. Maybe that should be my channel name, Danny Frugal. Kerry, how do you cope with your plot, Kerry, with all, everything that you need to get? Like, how do you, I know you get a lot of things. I'm not going to joke about you getting a lot of things for free, but you do get quite a lot of things.
No, I don't. Have you know, I had a delivery today that I paid for of decking boards because of the flooding on the plot. And I'm thinking, and the clay soil, I need to raise things up a little bit. I don't want to do deep raised beds. I just need something that will keep, because my beds are quite
big,
curved. Well, they're huge, and I walk over them all the time and compact the soil, which you don't want to be doing on clay. So my idea is that I'll construct a few beds around the plot, a thin layer of compost so that I can actually sow into it, because you just can't sow into clay.
Yeah.
And then see how they do, because actually the stuff did well once the roots were established and they were getting stuff out. Clay is rich if they can access the nutrients. But so yeah, I just want to give it a good start, and then there's plenty of moisture in there and goodness for them to keep going.
What about you, Amir? Go on, Kerry. Sorry.
No, just to say that the squash did well, so
you know what?
Okay.
I gave mine a good layer of well-rotten manure last year, and I can't get it this year. The farm opposite, the community farm, they've closed down and they're changing hands and whatnot. So I'm a little bit disappointed with that, because I really did think that gave my garden that huge boost last year. You remember the fig olive pot? It was like a jungle, wasn't it? It was like you couldn't even see you can't even see the archway. And I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get to that again. But I mean, you can't even. I was filming, and I used to hate it after it had been raining or it was dew, because I used to be drenched from the knees down, and it would just be. Honestly, I was like, oh God, no, not all these flowers. But I've learned my lesson from it, and I bought more seeds, and I'm gonna do more than ever. So I haven't. But I am thinking about extending the pond a little bit. I'm doing a lot of sweet pea trellises. I'm going to actually make quite a lot of fencing, and there's going to be like wall panels on angles, and there's a lot of design going into the fig and olive plot. That's my fun plot. Every year, I would if people didn't like my channel name changing, they're gonna have a angina when they see the fig and olive again this year, because I've decided I'm going to have like trellises on different angles so that light can still get through them and stuff, but you can't see through. But they're all going to be like, the fig and olive plot is going to be a bit like a floral art gallery this year. There's loads of structures going up. Amelia, you're going to love it. Honestly, I got the drawings that I've done. I showed someone in work, and they said, you're absolutely nuts. Like, why would you put that much effort into just growing some flowers? But it's fun, isn't it? It's really fun. And I look at my pictures and think, okay, I'm not doing that this year. I'm moving it around. And I did a lot of teepees last year, but this year I'm doing quite flat trellises. But I know they'll obviously bulk out and stuff with sweet peas. the sweet peas I got about 5 trays now that I've done of sweet peas ready for the first. So there's a lot going in, but yeah, excited.
I do find with sweet peas, last year I had the best sweet peas that I've had in a while, and that I think it was because of the way, because I sowed them in tall plastic cups, so get more roots, and that really worked. I think they got stronger roots.
You know what? And that's one of the things that people do. They sow them, and then the seed grows too quick, and then the root. You wouldn't believe how much those roots can grow, you know. And I use the really tall container-wise ones, and even them, they're crying to get out there. You know, if you want a really like big floral display, then put them in one of the biggest pots you can once you're potting them up, and they thank you, because people always say, "Oh, you know, I lost mine to slugs," and it's because of the pots. They're not growing; they're growing slower because you're stunting them a little bit. And I had fantastic sweet peas last year, and this year everything's growing up, Amir.
Nice.
Everything, little plug.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I've actually decided that I'm going to be going more up, and I've got a few plans. I mean, I can't remember what it was. I think it was you, Majui, that has inspired me to do something on my shed roof as well. So I'm going to be
clean roof.
So I'm taking the shed roof off, and because I need to reinforce it. Because I don't, because I want to make it a bit more stronger, and then I'm thinking about having a green roof on the one side of it, and so I'm going to be calling you soon because I need some a bit of inspiration and ideas about that. So that's what I want to do on there. I'm going to run out of space before long, and I'm going to have to do the shared roof. I clean my speaking of things, I clean my polytunnel. This just gone, so Freddie will be really happy. And you know what, it looks brand new again. You wouldn't believe it, honestly. It was absolutely filthy. And I was saying to Claire from the Veg Plot Thickens, oh, your polytunnel it'll go opaque and a bit cloudy after a while. And actually it just needed a good clean. And but I was cleaning it, and the roof, the top part, the ridge, it was turning white. I was thinking, what's all this coming down? It was actually snow. I was making snow up there, and it was that cold. I thought, well, this is silly now because it's just going to damage the plastic. So I still got a little bit left to do. But are you all ready now, though? Do you feel like you're all ready for spring to start? Go on, Mike. I feel like you're going to say no now.
Not quite. I just find that my Christmas wasn't quite the typical Christmas what I'd have because of the way I went away. I went on holiday. Yeah.
With the Windsors.
Because that's what I'd usually do. I'd be pottering around, sitting on the sofa, doing a few, dotting down of ideas, and just looking at the planting schemes and things. But this year I didn't do it. So I don't know. I just literally taking it week by week, and I'm not quite ready. And with the weather that's outside, what's the point being ready yet?
That's true.
You only frustrate yourself. And I've no grow lights. I've no propagators.
You bloody don't.
I'm underfloor heating though. And south-facing windows.
She got him on the floor, and she got the servants running around with plant pots trying to grab the sun outside. Oh God! Are all your garlic in now? That's what I want to know. Jane Kelly has promised me her garlic is in, but is all your garlic in?
Yeah.
Yes. And I've got garlic in the front garden that's come back from last year. So there's a hardneck that has appeared.
Oh, and I bet you was like, oh God, I've got this mysterious extra crop. God, poor me.
And I've got an elephant garlic that I left in. And that's exciting because there's like 3 shoots coming out of where it was. I'm hoping I'm going to get like 10 elephant garlics all in one.
Together, a nice big clump. Amazing.
Well, speaking of surprises, actually, Kerry, I had a little bit of luck. A viewer, she comments on my channel all the time. Leanne, her name's Zinnia she comments on a lot of channels, and she sent me some tomato seeds for the previous season, and I lost them. I couldn't find them anyway, and I've just found. Oh, I nearly put my address up on there then. God, I'll have Annie from Kitchen Gardens coming now. And I found the ones I wanted to do. So I want to try this one. It's like, look at that.
That is nice.
Yeah. It's called
What's it
Large Barred
called?
Boar. Not for you, Kerry. And this one's called the Cherokee Carbon. Cherokee Carbon Hybrid. So I want to try that as well. That one looks a bit grey though to me, but we'll have a go with that. But I'm hoping this Cherokee one is a bit like the Cherokee purple one that I like. But yeah, thank you so much for sending those. And I finally found them. So if you did watch and think, why didn't I put them out? They're going to be grown this year. And yeah, I'm hoping to have a few quirky tomatoes this year. So yeah, send me some seeds. Oh God, what am I like, eh? Oh, I think we'll wrap it up for the day. And yeah, thanks very much everyone for coming. And don't all leave. Stay on a second and then we'll have a chat. So thank you much everyone for watching. Next week is going to be Chris from the Veggie Plot. It's going to be Claire Growing Plotty. And also Gemma from Gem in the Garden. I think Mark's Allotment's coming on as well. So I think we're all going to be talking about tomatoes, varieties, the tips and tricks, and everything in between. So yeah, see you all again next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Bye everyone.